Regular session of the Mechanicsburg Borough Council will come to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President Miller?
Here.
Vice President Anthony? Councilwoman Egerton? Here. Councilman Booker?
Here.
Councilman Gary?
Here.
Councilwoman Martin? Here. Councilman O'Neill?
Here.
Chief Myers? Here. Chief Ness?
Here.
EMC Wardle?
Here.
Manager Suzerski?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, and just let the record reflect that Mr. Anthony is joining us via Zoom. Before we go on to citizens' comment, I have an announcement tonight that council held an executive session Tuesday, January 4th, 2022, on a matter of personnel with no action taken. Moving on to citizens' comment. Do we have any comments from citizens?
Hi. I'm Sam Hepford. I guess most of you know me. I've been working with some folks to bring the farmers market to Mechanicsburg. You all have a handout that shows where we are at the moment. I printed a copy of the Consumer Price Index that shows where we are as far as inflation is concerned, and that really looks like it's going to keep on going up vertical. That means that food is going to be even more expensive than it is now. I've been in consultation with Andrea Hopper, who is the manager of the Carlisle Farmers Market, and she directed me to their website, and I shamelessly cribbed their guidelines. So this will be brutally edited later on because it's 5 pages, and that seems to be a lot more than our little market calls for at this time. Also, the first page on your handout, we'll start with objectives. Obviously, the first thing is to bring more people to downtown Mechanicsburg. Walk-in traffic to the businesses there. The second and co-equal objective is to bring healthy and affordable food to Mechanicsburg. And the last and co-equal objective is to support local agriculture. The further away produce has to come, obviously the more expensive it is because the price of gasoline is going up and up and up. So if we can bring, for example, if we can bring grapes in from Adams County, it's got to be cheaper than bringing it in from Chile. The location, we've searched out about five possible venues. Number one, West Main is not available. Other locations like the Wooders parking lot is not available. But we do have 4 others, and one of them has been promised to us on Sundays starting in April. That's flexible. I'm not prepared to disclose that location at this point because I don't want the owner of the property to get heat to shut it down. Some people are unhappy about these things. Okay, management. As I said, there needs to be a manager, a business manager there on site, like Andrea Hopper will be. That will be the only paid employee of the market. And who that is, I don't have any small business experience, so I'm not really a very good fit for that. There also needs to be an advisory board. The market in Carlisle has 11 people on their board. So far we have two people who have volunteered, to be on the board here in Mechanicsburg, who will work to recruit others. There's no, the only requirement is enthusiasm, and all else is forgivable.
Mr. Hector?
Sir?
I believe you have 3 minutes, 3 minutes for public comment, is that?
Yes?
So if you want to continue your comment, you can do so at the end of the meeting, they have another period for 3 minutes.
Okay, so,
Thank you. Moving on to the mayor's report.
The mayor is not here tonight, so.
Manager's report.
I have a manager's report I provided to everyone at their seats tonight. Do you want me to go ahead and read
Sure.
through it? Okay.
Just summarize it.
All right. On the 10th municipal authority meeting, reorganization of the board was completed. They were planning many upcoming, and this is what Chairman Miller had said about last meeting. They have many projects coming down the road. Ravel has actually started to replace some of the inlets. The one up there of Simpson and Bard Avenue has been replaced, or Bard Alley has been replaced. Met by Zoom with Greg Longwell and Tanya Brown to discuss the MASD, renewing the agreement for them. That is actually on, and I'm going to have that added to the agenda tonight to have the solicitor review the pool agreement for them to manage the pool. We did go to the rec board and ask them to consider raising Tanya came to the rec board, asked them to consider raising the starting rate for lifeguards to $12.50 an hour. The rec board recommended the council to do that, but there's some stuff that we have to get ready to send to council. It'll be on next week's agenda, or in the first week of February's agenda. On the 13th, participated in an ongoing discussion with Dalton Andrews, Dave Barber, and Trevor Davis of Enterprise. We're finalizing the partnership with them. Our new vehicles have been ordered. We're working on the final details for upfit. Expected delivery to be late spring. Dalton will be our account manager, and he will be taking over also some of the WEX credit cards, the gas cards, and they'll be doing the accounting on that. Chief, we're going to have 2 accounts on the WEX, one for the fire trucks. So your fire trucks will each get one, a WEX card, and then the other ones will go through Enterprise. The police and the fire and the borough vehicles will go through Enterprise. So, Chief Neff, sorry. So that's where we're at with those. That's moving along really well. Ongoing projects, survey of 34 was completed on Wednesday, Thursday. The bid docs, Greg and I met with Rebecca to discuss the potential for the borough seeking a grant to the county. This will cover the cost of demo and preliminary planning for replacement of the police garage and the 34 West Allen Street building. So this is a total replacement with another structure. So we're still working out the details on that before we're ready to bring it to council. I did receive one cost estimate for the refurbishment of the slide structure at the municipal pool. 4 companies have contacted me that they're interested in bidding. None of them are from Pennsylvania. The furthest one away is from Wisconsin. But they feel that they can do this. They're not having an issue with people coming here and trying to get the one did ask me if we could wait until the end of the season, and it's like, no, I need to slide over this year. They did give me a sight unseen cost estimate of $31,000. That's the entire structure inside out, resealing everything and relining the slide beds. The pool piping will be cambered to verify the location of the breaks for the Olympic pool, so we can try to save as much concrete disruption as possible. And then on the 31st, I don't know if everybody got that email today, the county commissioners changed the meeting, the outreach for the municipal advisory board meeting to 6 p.m. from 7:30 on the 31st. So that is my report, sir.
Thank you. Any questions for the manager?
Yes, Roger, with the second slide, because it's been closed, we don't need them to look at that one at all, the sliding board.
I'm going to have their recommendation, one of the recommendations was they would like to look at it because both pieces of fiberglass are 11 years old. They don't think that the inside would be as bad, but the outside does need some attention. So this would include inside and outside rehab of the fiberglass.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And for later on in the meeting, I do have my goals for the personnel committee.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, for the municipal authority report, just want to mention that, that Andy Miller will be taking over as authority chair, and I have, been elected to serve as the vice chair of the board. The treasurer will remain Jim Van Kirk, and the secretary will remain, Mr. McDermott. And there are another among other positions which I won't go into, like assistant treasurer, assistant secretary. There's a lot of, since there's only 5 people on the board, there's a lot of cross
Everybody has.
serving. A lot of people have the same jobs. That was about it for the meeting that was held. There really no other business other than the reorganization, and we went over municipal authority goals for the year, which was a really good exercise. So that was that. Moving on to approval of the agenda. Do we have any items to add or remove from the consent agenda or the regular agenda?
I would ask to add to the consent agenda approval to direct the solicitor to review the 2022 pool management agreement with Mechanicsburg Area School District.
Okay.
And the draft was provided to you all tonight.
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Anything from council? No. Any amendments or changes to the proposed minutes?
Yeah, it's just a small thing, but in the Public Works and Safety, report, Chief Neff, name should be in there as well. It just said Chief Myers and E&C World, so it should be Chief Myers, Chief Neff, and E&C World.
Okay.
Another small item.
Sure.
The minutes don't reflect their minutes, state that it's borough council agenda.
Yep, I already changed that one, thank you.
So we have a motion for approval of the agenda with those two changes. The first being the addition that the manager outlined, and second being the small change to the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Ms. Egerton makes the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Booker seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The agenda is approved. Moving on to the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Booker makes the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. O'Neill seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes and the consent agenda items are approved. Moving on to the regular agenda. Finance Administration and Ordinance, Mr. Anthony.
We're not having a meeting tonight of the committee, but just wanted to talk just for a second about some things I'd like the committee to consider and think about for the next meeting. Mostly just want to talk about letting council know that PFM, our financial management counselors, will be coming in on the first to our meeting to kind of give us an overview of what we have in our avail and timing. We also want to talk a little bit about the treasurer's report, what do you think of it, how do you like the formatting. Also want to talk about a request from staff for an update on the audit at that time. We also want to talk a little bit about pension review, just taking a look at the numbers and where our pension is status-wise. We haven't done that in a very long time. So those are the things at the top of my list of things to talk about during our meeting on February 1st. If you have anything else you'd like to talk about, or if you have any comments or thoughts on any of those items, committee members or anybody, member of council, please feel free to reach out to me between now and then, and I'll get with Roger to try and coordinate. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. Municipal Community Outreach, Mr. O'Neill. And as we go through these, although we're not going to officially meet as with committees, I'll just ask that you could have an idea or place something on the committee for next month.
Thank you, Mr. President.
The website, committee is working, or the group is actually working on the borough's website, which many of you probably know is broken right now. And, we are very anxious to get it fixed and improved. That's our goal. And we have had 2 meetings, and we will continue to meet this month, as we make progress with developing a plan. We plan to have a recommendation, an update to, council at our first February meeting, and, we hope to have that outlined in some way that the council knows which direction we're heading. So work is going well there. As far as the library, I used to have big shoes to fill from former Councilman Herman, so I called him and got an insight on who to contact and what's important. And at this point tonight, I just want to highlight how impressed I am since my 2 daughters were little. I have not been to the library much, I'm sad to say, but I'm excited about this new prospect of getting to know more about the library. I would say just their newsletter alone, which is electronic and you can print it very nicely, it tells you a lot about what's going on at the library, and there's a ton of stuff. So in the days ahead, I hope to give specifics about certain fundraisers and things that are important to the library to highlight the library.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. Community and economic development, Mr. Gary.
So the committee interactions since our first meeting, planning commission had no meeting, we had no applications. I would ask the borough manager whether if we have, it'd be nice for EPD to be able to give us an update on the comprehensive plan, perhaps at the February 1st meeting. And it would be lovely if they could come in person. Do you know if they're doing better with their COVID situation?
I have no idea. I have not heard from them since before the holidays. And I've sent multiple emails and haven't heard anything back. So I will follow up with a couple phone calls and see if I can get through to anybody out there.
We would appreciate hearing from them in person if possible, and if not, either virtually or in written form.
Well, I know currently we are not under contract with them. So if something does fall through, we can seek an RFP for consulting services if we have to. I hate to do that because they do have such instant knowledge of what's going on, and they work on quite a few around the area. So, but we've got to keep the ball rolling.
On your future correspondence with them, I think perhaps it would be a good idea to meet myself and Mr. Garrett on that communication, just to make us aware of what's going on. It might also spark an interest on their side to participate.
Okay.
That's the end of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Works and Safety, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, I would just like to remind everyone to get your edits or input rather over to EMC Worrell about his Mechanicsburg Emergency Operations Plan. As he requested via email, please get them to him by the end of the month. I know that's, and another thing I'd like to discuss maybe at the February meeting would be just investigating the crosswalk situation in the borough, just to kind of see what kind of maybe updates we need to make or ways we can keep our community members safe. That's kind of vague, but just could discuss that topic.
No, we understand. Thank you. Property, Parks and Recreation, Councilwoman Martin.
The rec board met January 17th. I was at that, January 11th. And so I was at that meeting. They did their reorganization at that time, so their new chair will be Lori Weber and their vice chair, Deej Mack. They did discuss, as borough manager had noted, that they were interested in raising the lifeguard pay to $12.50 an hour. That was agreed upon, and also to adjust the daily rate to make them a little bit higher. I think that raising the daily rates is a way to spark interest in purchasing season passes. It seems like a lot of the trouble that happened at the pool over the summer was those that maybe were visiting for the day didn't necessarily have season passes. So we feel like if we could, people with season passes may have a better, I don't know, commitment to the pool itself. The pool hours are gonna go back to 12 to 8 next summer. We're very pool, focused meeting as the parks are, you know, it's winter in the park, so not much is happening. Next meeting, they, want to talk more about the possibility of a skate park at Crozier Park. There is a, interested citizen, who has some ideas and plans for a possible skate park at Crozier. Also, Ellen Wilson is going to chair a subcommittee that's going to focus solely on pool fundraising. They have one interested citizen who actually approached the rec board on her accord and said, I just want to help with pool fundraising. So she will be at February's meeting, and they hope to get that little 3-person subcommittee set up. We talked about the DCNR grant for the pool feasibility study. There's a lot involved with that. It's a 50-50 match, so the borough would have to have a 50-50 match at the time of application. Application, I think, opened today, closes in April. And also the money wouldn't be allocated until 2023. So the project start date would be 2023, and our pool needs help before 2023. So we don't want that to fall off of our radar, but we also can't hang our hats on it completely. Although the rec board, the Parks and Rec Commission here from the borough has not met yet, the small committee, those are some of the things we need to talk about. Oh, also, they wanted me to ask about MSC, Mechanicsburg Swim Club, is interested in building a shed or a pool building on the pool grounds inside the fence because they need storage and things like that. And they are hoping to split the price of the building with the borough 50-50. So the rec board was wondering, is there money?
Yeah, that's been going on since, I'm gonna say spring of last year.
Okay.
We're gonna have to tear down fence to get, they wanted to do a prefab building and bring it in. I think the cost was like $12,000, $10,000 or $12,000. My question to the rec board was, do we wanna make sure that the pool opens, or do we want,
Right.
Some of the people on the rec board, and I think you guys saw that too, were like, they can raise their own funds, but there was other ones that felt that we should share because, now this is not a blast-proof building, so the chemicals, we have to be careful where we keep the chemicals, for the pool. And it would be a wooden structure. I think the most difficult part about the whole thing is getting it in there without, by tearing down fence and everything else to get the thing in there. So, where they want to put it would be a problem. I have not met with, the swim club itself, CH has, and he thinks it's doable, but it's the finances. We did not put anything in the budget for this, so we would have to allocate money from some other line item to offset the cost.
And I think that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Personnel Committee, Ms. Iverson.
So we are going to be meeting to discuss, and we're very excited to support our borough manager on the development and support of his goals that he's brought into us. So I ask everyone to review those goals and to give us some feedback so that we can get those into place and to be able to support and identify areas that we can build a great team and go forward with that. So really, thank you, Roger, for getting that in to us. We appreciate that. For those that don't know it, we've been implementing a new plan through our policy and procedure to have goals and to be able to give timely feedback to Roger, the borough manager, to make sure that, we all are knowing what direction and where the support needs to go. So we will, have that on the agenda for the next.
Anybody has any questions on what's on there, please let me know. I'll be more than glad to go in more detail if you want. And like I said, this is a few of what's on there. The boards in my room, my office show what all the goals are, so.
Do you cross them off when you get them done, Roger?
Yes,
The big black mark?
erase them.
Okay. Sometimes it's nice to be able to see your accomplishments and leave them up there a little bit. And that would be the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes that portion of the regular agenda. At this time, we'll open it back up to citizens' comment. Mr. Hepler, would you like to continue? Thank you for being here and for your patience with our citizens' comment. I appreciate it, and council appreciate it.
You're on a tight ship.
We didn't see the time, Roger, you said taking.
Okay, where are we? Management guidelines, you have a copy of from Wizard of Carlisle guidelines, and that's going to be edited quite a bit. As far as supply, they have shared the list of their vendors. The Carlisle market operates on Wednesdays from 3 to 8 in the summertime, a little bit earlier hours, 3 to 6 in the winter. And because they operate on a Wednesday, it kind of fits their vendors. They're going to be busy, so that's why we have to operate on Sunday. So we've got suppliers for vegetables and meat and dairy, pretty well buttoned up. Input from the community, that's why I'm here. What people have to say is, certainly willing to listen. And the operations, the market is planned to open in April, first week in April, and will continue, weather permitting, through next November. All that is in flux, and everything is negotiable, but we're moving forward, and that's a good thing. Any questions? Oh, I should mention, everybody's concerned about insurance. There's too many words, and the answer is, the vendors at Carlisle, everything is modeled on them. The vendors in Carlisle have to have $1 million policy, and the market itself likewise would have got $1 million policy. But since it's just a few hours a day, 1 day a week, it's really peanuts. The vendors in Carlisle, that's a very expensive market there. And for an annual membership, vendor's license, something, is $600 for their, if it's like a monthly thing, I believe they charge $60, and if it's a daily thing, if it's a visitor, they charge $25 thereabouts. So it's a sliding scale. Out of that money, that chunk of change, they pay for the insurance and the paid manager, the market manager. As I said, her name is Andrea Hopper. I keep thinking of Dennis Hopper. And she's a really good getter. I'm trying to get into her circle of friends, so there's some natural talent there to manage the Mechanicsburg market. So that's where we are. That's where we are. Any questions?
Thank you.
Can we have copies of that for the minutes, please?
Yeah, sure.
Whatever we
I have one right here.
All right, you got
I
one?
have an extra one, yep.
All right, thank you.
Any other citizens' comment? Seeing none, we'll move to other business. Ms. Moore.
No, sir?
Mr. Stacy.
No, I have none, sir.
I have no extra business.
None for me.
Just a reminder that Cha Chocolate is, taking place February 11th and the 12th, sponsored by the Downtown Partnership. So they're looking to have about 20 different vendors. I don't know if you guys have participated in it before, but every shop will have a piece of chocolate, and you get a little box, so the way to meet some of our businesses. You can purchase tickets through the Downtown Partnership website. You can find them on Facebook.
Sorry, just a quick question. I had heard that wasn't definite, that that might be canceled. I heard that before, is that still go?
So as of last week, it was still down.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I think they started advertising a little later than usual, so they were looking for some vendors. I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
Councilman Booker?
Nothing.
Councilman York?
Just a quick, note for you, Mr. President, and for the borough manager, I'm not gonna be here at next month's meeting, I have a pre-scheduled day. So I might be able to do a.
Let me know if you would like to participate via Zoom, we can arrange that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Were you able to access? Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Morrow?
Thank you to Councilperson Booker for bringing up about any edits or additions to the emergency operations plan. In addition, particularly for new council members, if you could please send me your information regarding for the county's resource manual. That's extremely helpful in case they need to reach out to anybody in the case of an emergency. I've received updates from several people, but if you could please get that to me, then I can put it in their system. Also, the county, you may have already received it, but they're going to be sending their new elected officials training. I believe it's February 12th, I think is the date that they said it will be. And if you are on council and haven't attended that previously, it's usually a pretty good training. It'll be held virtually this year. That's all I have, thank you.
Fire Chief?
I have nothing, thank you.
No, please. Thank you. The only item I wanted to raise a question about the treasurer's report. I do like the treasurer's report, and thank you very much to the treasurer for putting that together. I just had a question on cash accounts at Clinic Cap Improvement Fund Recreation. Is that $107,672? Is that the money from Legacy Park?
That is the initial one from Legacy Park Phase 1, plus interest, plus a donation we received for mowing the softball fields for them to have a softball tournament the weekend.
When is the additional contribution?
Actually, we have it, we did not move it over to the Pliggett account yet. It's still in the general fund because it's easier to get the money out of the general fund than it is for that, especially with the pool repairs we have coming up. I'm gonna ask council to use that for the pool repairs. The 68,000 that we have for the Phase 2 and Phase 3, those are still in the general fund.
That was it. That was my question. With that, we are adjourned to an executive session on a matter of personnel and potential litigation with no action.